Dogs are man's best friend. Everybody who has a fluffy doggo companion at their side is all the happier for it. But not all of them are affordable. Some of them cost a whole lot more than a pretty penny. These are the most expensive dog breeds in the world. Number 15. Black South African Boerboel. If you're someone who tends to be pretty strict with the purse strings, this dog may not be your little guy. The South African Boerboel, also known as the Black South African Mastiff, can be pretty expensive. Even for a puppy, the current average price of a South African Boerboel is an eye-watering $1,687. That's for a dog without breeding rights or show quality. If you want those breeding rights or a show quality dog, you're looking anywhere between $3,000 and $7,000 or more. I guess there's a reason they say that the Boerboel isn't recommended for first-time dog owners. The little guy will chew up and destroy your wallet before he's even in your house, and then he'll probably do it again once he's in your home. I guess what I'm saying is that you should keep your wallet away from dogs. The South African Boerboel is an impressive dog, packed with muscle and intelligence, but it's far from the most affordable dog in the world. Apparently you have to pay for the dog's aggression every step of the way. Like this video, smash the subscribe button, and click the notification bell right now, or this centipede will crawl on your face when you're sleeping. Now it's time for the juicy topic. Pomeranians are so much more expensive than you might realize, with most of them falling within the price range of $500 to $1,500. The cost of the average Pomeranian sold is $900, but that's just where things begin. More premium breeders with a superior pedigree will charge anywhere between $3,000 and $10,000. This price hike can be determined by a number of factors, including litter size, coloring, training, and lineage of the puppy. Would you ever pay $10,000 for a dog? Or is that a little too much for your bank balance? As always, comment down below with the hashtag #JuicyTopic and let us know your opinion in relation to what we just showed on screen. Let's move on to the next one. Number 14. Canadian Eskimo Dog. When it comes to expensive dogs, there's one constant: the rarer the breed, the more money it will cost. And the Canadian Eskimo Dog is undoubtedly one of the rarest and priciest breeds in the whole world. Brought to North America from Siberia over 1,000 years ago, the Canadian Eskimo Dog now faces extinction. Thanks to 20 years of killing by the Royal Canadian Mounted Police, there are now less than 300 of these beautiful dogs left in the world. So it's pretty obvious why these dogs are so expensive, and at around $8,750 per dog, they're pretty expensive. I mean, you could buy multiple MacBooks for that. And we all know how overpriced they are. Like many rare dogs, experts insist that this breed is not ideal for families with children due to its territorial nature, but also probably just on a budgetary level too. If you happen to have $9,000 on hand and you're looking for a rare, potentially dangerous pet for your family, you don't have to look much further than the Canadian Eskimo Dog, but you will have to look for it because, well, there's not many of them. Number 13. Azawak. It's not just rare breeds that generate a high price, it's also new breeds. As we all know, people love new things, and new dog breeds are apparently one of the greatest status symbols in the animal community. For example, the Azawak, not just a great name. The Azawak originates in West Africa, where they were predominantly used as hunting dogs. After being recognized by the American Kennel Club as a new breed in 2019, they quickly boomed in popularity in North America as a domestic pet. While they may still be pretty scarce on the continent, they're certainly getting more and more popular over time, and their price tag only reaffirms that getting one of these dogs will set you back around $9,000. $9,500. But can you really put a price on love? Actually, yes. And it's $9,500. Look, I don't make the rules. The Azawak is obviously a much sought-after dog. Is it worth an almost $10,000 price tag? That's for you to decide. I'm really here just to give you information and make bad puns. And even my puns aren't bad enough to be good. Number 12. Chow Chow. How do you describe the Chow Chow? It's pretty much what you'd get if you somehow found a way to cross a dog with a teddy bear, and now the cost of one of these cuddly little guys is probably not far off how much that experiment would cost you. As one of the oldest and rarest breeds in the world, the Chow Chow, unsurprisingly, is not a cheap dog to take care of. While it's pretty expensive to buy the dog in the first place, it's everything else that will rack up the costs. From food to vet bills, grooming, and potential health issues, it's not impossible for a Chow Chow owner to end up paying some $11,000 on one dog. So I guess maybe this isn't a dog for us non-Richies, huh? I'll just stick to my teddy bears instead. They're less high maintenance. The Chow Chow may be a cuddly and adorable little friend, but the high price point is obviously going to deter many potential owners. I mean, who in the right mind would spend $11,000 on a dog when you could buy a lifetime supply of Oreos? I'm kidding, obviously. You can have both. Number 11. Tibetan Mastiff. I'll give you 3 attempts to guess where the Tibetan Mastiff comes from. I bet you won't. Oh, wait, you worked it out already? Well, that's kinda disappointing. Good job I didn't offer prizes. Anyway, the Tibetan Mastiff is a huge, massive dog, and it comes with a huge price tag. Obviously, the Tibetan Mastiff originated in Tibet, where it was mostly used to protect sheep from fierce predators like wolves and bears. This impressive dog can weigh up to 150 pounds and can fend for itself against some of the world's most intimidating and frightening predators. And it can be yours for just $10,000 on average. Yup. $10,000. I mean, it's a lot of money, but can you really put a price on a dog that can take on a bear? Yes, $10,000. I don't even know why I asked the question. While they may be known for their high alert and willingness to defend their owners and families at all costs, many owners have found the Tibetan Mastiff to be far too expensive to own as a pet of their own. Who would have thought most people don't have $10,000 lying around for a dog? Number 10. Portuguese Water Dog. As we often experience on this channel, the name of this dog is very misleading. Despite what the name suggests, the Portuguese Water Dog is not made of water. And yes, as always, I was very disappointed to discover that. Originating in Portugal, this breed is most famous for being Barack Obama's choice of dog. The Portuguese Water Dog is an adorable, fluffy ball of love, most easily recognized by its wavy, curly coat of fur. But it's not just a cute little fluffy dog, it's also a surprisingly expensive breed, costing on average around $5,000. They also tend to live on average between 10 to 14 years. That's human years, obviously, not dog years. I'm pretty sure you all knew that, but you know, this is the internet, so you never really know, right? The Portuguese Water Dog is undeniably an adorable little dog, but it's on this list for a reason. This is a surprisingly expensive little pup, unless you happen to be President of the United States. So let's hope you've either saved up or just been elected to lead the free world. Number 9. Afghan Hound. Can you put a price on beauty? Yes, and thank goodness for that, because we need content for this video. The Afghan Hound is widely considered one of the world's most beautiful dogs. Thanks to their stunning appearance and, well, necessary daily grooming, the Afghan Hound hails, unsurprisingly, from Afghanistan's mountains, but they're most well known for their incredible flowing coats and curly tails. In fact, that beautiful hair requires a lot of maintenance. To be specific, daily hair brushing ensures that those long, silky coats don't become too tangled or messy. That's right. You have to actually treat these dogs like they're Mariah Carey, and they'll come with a price tag that Mariah Carey would approve of, $7,000 on average, and that's assuming that they don't have some health conditions that would cost even more. These dogs are predisposed to health conditions that can cost up to $3,000 in medical bills. Assuming that you can afford the potentially high price tag, the Afghan Hound is a worthy dog to adopt. It's hard to find a prettier pup anywhere. Actually, all dogs are pretty beautiful. It's just that this one is extra supermodel-esque. Think Fabio, but dog. Number 8. Lo Chen. How much would you pay for a rare but healthy breed of dog? A couple hundred, a few thousand, a cake and an IOU for a box set of Buffy the Vampire Slayer. All very valid offers, but none of them would be enough for the Lo Chen. The Lo Chen, also known as the Little Lion Dog, is a breed of dog originating in France, but it's been popular throughout Europe for over 500 years. But just because it's popular doesn't mean there are many of them. In fact, in 1973, this breed was the world's rarest, with only 65 dogs left. Today that number is much less concerning, but not by much. There are 300 remaining Lo Chen registered worldwide. So how much do people pay for a dog this rare? Well, the upfront cost is around $12,000, but they're known to be surprisingly healthy, meaning you likely won't have to pay much in medical bills, and since they live between 13 and 15 years, it's a heck of an investment. The reason for the Lo Chen's enduring popularity may be about sheer value for money, but more likely it's because these dogs are just so adorable, and you know what? You get some bark for your buck. Everybody wins. Number 7. Pharaoh Hound. Yes, there's actually a dog that could, in theory, rule Egypt. I mean, it's not this one, but there probably is an actual dog out there somewhere that could. We can't rule it out, you know what I mean? Anyway, the Pharaoh Hound. The Pharaoh Hound actually has nothing to do with Egypt whatsoever. The Pharaoh Hound is a Maltese breed of dog, most commonly used for hunting rabbits in the Maltese Islands. This breed is highly intelligent, very athletic, and has an average life expectancy of around 11 to 14 years, making it a pretty promising little pup. On average, this breed costs around $7,500. However, because they're so extremely sensitive to stress, digestive and neurotic issues can arise, requiring potentially costly medical bills that can send that initial figure skyrocketing. So, consider that a warning to any people who cultivate a stressful home life. You know who you are. If you happen to live in the Maltese Islands and decide you don't like rabbits, it's hard to find a more ideal pet than the Pharaoh Hound. If, however, you live literally anywhere else and have no problem with rabbits, get another dog. If you don't want a dog, I don't know, get a Tamagotchi. Number 6. Saluki. If you're looking to get a dog notorious for its hunting skills, you better be prepared to spend a couple thousand. The Saluki is another beloved hunting dog, but it doesn't exactly come cheap. Don't expect to buy another television anytime soon. That's all I'm saying. The Saluki was initially bred by nomadic tribes to run down game animals, using its sight for hunting instead of the more conventional scent-based methods. But it's not just behaviorally unusual. The Saluki is also one of the most visually unconventional dogs you might ever see, thanks to its uniquely long legs and, well, lanky body. Sure, this dog looks like someone vertically stretched the image on Photoshop, but it's still a beautiful little guy, and if you happen to have $5,500 set aside for a dog, you're looking at your new best friend. If you really wanted to, you could probably train your Saluki to, well, not murder any animal that happens to run past it, but regardless of what you choose to do with it, there's no denying that this kind of dog is a pretty good investment. I mean, look at it! Where else will you see a dog like this? Number 5. Doggo Argentino. Prepare to be intimidated. The doggo Argentino is not the kind of pup that is here for your amusement. Actually, this dog is so dangerous that it's actually illegal to own them in the United Kingdom, Colorado, and New York City. So chances are you'll need to budget more than the asking price. You may need to pay your own medical bills. The doggo Argentino was originally bred to hunt big game. It's pretty clear to see where this incredible species gets its muscles, with ancestors like the now extinct Cordoba fighting dog and the Great Dane. In fact, it's those very muscles that allow this dog to hunt wild hogs across South America and Asia. If you're comfortable with its dangerously dominant traits and hunting habits, you can fork over $8,000 to own one of these notoriously unpredictable pets. Just be warned, you may well have to pay some extra vet bills for potential health problems, and again, save some money for potential hospital trips or legal fees. Thank me later. The doggo Argentino is an expensive dog. There's no other way to look at it. It's also one of the most potentially dangerous, but I guess some people like the risk of losing an arm when they go to pet their dog. Whatever works, man. Number 4. French Bulldog. A few years back, Frenchies were all the rage on social media platforms like Instagram and whatever the new cool thing is. But it may surprise you to discover that these cute little pups are far from adorable. Well, there's a good reason for that. In the 1800s, somebody had the genius idea to cross an English bulldog with a Parisian ratter, birthing a brand new breed of dog known as the French Bulldog. Today they're incredibly popular among dog owners, despite that high cost of around $6,000. As it turns out, the high price point comes down to the difficulty in breeding these unique animals. Due to their narrow hips, the French Bulldog can only produce 2 to 3 puppies per litter, making them a surprisingly exclusive dog breed. Still, if you have that kind of money, why not use it, I guess? Look, I'm not going to sit here and pretend that the French Bulldog is not one of the cutest and most adorable dogs in the world, but it does come with a surprising price tag. So I guess you should probably wait until you get some Instagram sponsor money before getting one. #blessed. Number 3. Akita. The Akita is easily one of the most photogenic and beautiful dogs in the world. There's absolutely no denying that. But if we've learned anything from Hollywood movies, it's that you can't put a price on a beautiful dog, no matter what professional dog sellers may claim. Unfortunately, people do, and the Akita is expensive. I'm sorry. I tried my best to shield you guys from the truth. The Akita breed originates in the mountainous regions of northern Japan, a beautiful part of the world. Maybe that's why the Akita is such a beautiful breed. We'll never know. There are actually 2 types of Akita, the Japanese Akita and the American Akita. However, while the 2 animals may look very different in terms of color, they're not all that different anywhere else. On average, the Akita can cost you around $6,500, but the photographs you'll take of the dog will be priceless. I'm not in the business of telling people what to do with their money, but if I had $6,500 to spend on an animal instead of rent or food, I would happily adopt an Akita, or I'd go on a Burger King spending spree. It'd depend on the day, I think. Number 2. Rottweiler. Okay, I know what you're thinking. How can such a popular breed possibly be one of the most expensive in the world? Well, rest assured, because we have all the answers. No, wait, we have some of the answers. That's a little bit more accurate. As most people will tell you, the Rottweiler is actually relatively inexpensive to buy, typically averaging around $1,500 up front. It's a lot of money, but it's not absurdly priced. However, the Rottweiler is prone to a huge number of potential medical conditions. While they're susceptible to almost every single disease or condition that dogs can get, which explains why their insurance claims tend to be the highest of any breed. Over the course of their 10-year lifespan, it's not uncommon for owners to spend up to $9,000 or more on the Rottweiler, with most of that being medical bills. While they're clearly more expensive than other breeds, the Rottweiler is also known to be one of the best dogs to adopt as a family pet. You may pay for the medical bills, but you'll be repaid in loyalty and obedience. I mean, you can try charging the Rottweiler rent if you're feeling particularly brave, but I wouldn't advise it. Number 1. Samoyed. In our quest to find the world's most expensive dog, we came across many lists that gave the number 1 spot to Clifford the big red dog. Well, since we've been told multiple times that I absolutely cannot under any circumstances put Clifford at number 1, here's a different, smaller, less red dog. The Samoyed originates in Siberia and is without question the most expensive non-Clifford dog breed. These highly intelligent, kind, and loving animals are known for their mischievous and attention-seeking behavior, which only makes them more lovable to people who don't mind having their furniture ripped to pieces or sprinting after a dog that's decided to run away. However, because these dogs are such a rare breed, and because they're prone to many conditions, the Samoyed comes with an eye-watering cost of $14,000 on average, if not more. Better sell your house if you want to take care of this pup. Of course, any Samoyed owner will tell you that the high cost is worth it. After all, who doesn't like having to contact the emergency service because your very expensive dog has disappeared without a trace? It's like the ultimate game of hide and seek. If you had an unlimited source of money, which of these dogs would you pay money for? Let us know in the comments. Also, check out our other cool stuff showing up on screen right now. See you next time.